It's Monday, the 9th of September. My name's Juan Brown. You're watching the Blanco Lirio channel, and we're approaching the worst part of our fire season out west here. And today we're watching the Davis fire right on the California-Nevada border, 6,500 acres with 0% containment. We've got some really neat exclusive air tanker footage to share with you today from Blanco Lirio fan and viewer, the KTVN Channel 2 News weather guy, Jeff Martinez. Check it out. This fire started on Saturday, the 7th of September, right down here at the Davis Creek Regional Park area, and immediately took off to the north and a little bit to the east. But now this fire is backing up into the heavy timber below Mount Rose. So this is right on the border of California and Nevada, where the tall timber meets the sagebrush country and the terrain slopes off sharply to the east. And as we look at the terrain, the fire started around the 5,000-foot elevation down here towards the basin, but Slide Mountain peaks out over 9,700 feet. The winds are blowing generally downslope and out of the south, but the fire is backing up into the tall timber towards Mount Rose. This fire is also threatening a lot of recently developed housing developments south of Reno. Here's a current view of the fire from the Calaveras camera looking to the west up Mount Rose. There you can see the ski slopes from the Mount Rose ski area as the fire backs up into the tall timber up the mountain. And here's where that tall timber is burning on this portion of the fire. Now let's look and listen at Jeff's really neat footage that he got Saturday evening just as this fire started. He's up there on the highway that comes down out of Slide Mountain, so he's looking down on the tanker activity. Down here is the origin of the fire, or the heel of the fire. This is Washoe Lake. We're looking towards the east, and this bit of fire along this ridge, as of Saturday evening, this would be the left flank of the fire. And so the tankers are attempting to anchor this fire by starting at the heel and work on the left flank of the fire to prevent it from getting up into this tall timber. Unfortunately, it appears that it's kind of done an end run. The fire has done an end run around this previous tanker activity from Saturday evening. Here's Jeff Martinez.
They got the big planes out, the DC-10 and a 737 fighting this fire. Incredible to see here. Just down from Slide Mountain. See the ski resort right up there?
So the fire is taken well off already towards the north, but yet the air tankers are going to attempt to anchor it here at its heel and left flank. So let's start with the KC-10 airdrop. So this is Tanker 10, the KC-10 with a 9,400 gallon capability. And what I don't see in this video is a lead plane.
It's a DC-10 air tanker.
Nice stabilized approach. Okay, see the retardant down there on that left flank? He's going to extend that line. And look how long this 9,600 gallons of retardant will go, even at a heavy coverage level.
Good job, guys. Wow, look at that.
So it's going to end right there. Now watch the 737 pick up his line and tag onto it. Again, the whole idea is to retard the spread or slow the rate of spread of the fire until ground crews can get in there and dig up a proper containment line. Here comes the Coulson 737. This is the 737-300. That one has 4,000 gallons of retardant capability. And apparently Coulson's picked up a 737-700, which is going to increase the capacity to 5,000 gallons. Now inside the fire line, it sounds like Jeff found a couple of structures. Sounds like current reports are reporting 14 structures lost to the fire so far.
Yeah. It's like the winds are settling down at least. That's a good thing.
Again, this is Saturday evening.
There's a breeze just because I think that might be a structure that burns straight ahead. You can see that's been burning for a long time. I looked at it through the binoculars. Sad to say, that might have been a house or something. Oh boy, so sad.
The 737's turning around down here over Washoe Lake.
The 737 setting up right over Washoe Lake.
Again,
the little planes too.
It looks like
comes the 737.
It looks like the large air tankers are working without a lead aircraft.
Right over Washoe Lake. Look at that.
Normally you have a lead aircraft lead them into the drop. Nice stabilized approach. He'll be working the ridge, paralleling the ridge so that he's not dropping into rising terrain.
Kind of high there. You better drop the drum.
Here he comes.
Coulson has a total of 6 of these 737 conversions so far. The next generation of air tankers. Okay, you can see the retardant line. He's going to pick it up and extend it. There's the retardant down in there. We got this knoll here. Boom. Tag and extend.
Nice.
You see a little shorter run for 4,000 gallons of retardant versus the DC-10's 9,600 gallons of retardant.
Incredible. Wow. All right, stay safe out there, my friends. Hearts out to everybody impacted by this fire here.
So great view by Jeff Martinez. Thanks, Jeff, for sharing that with us. And check out Jeff's YouTube channel, Adventures with Jeff Martinez. Right here. Just subscribed. And since he's out of the Reno area, he's covering a lot of events right here in the Northern California and Northern Nevada area, Lake Tahoe area. Jeff also got some footage here from 395 of the helicopter water dropping operations. So you saw the Washoe Lake there. They're not using water scooping air tankers off of Washoe Lake. I think that lake's probably too shallow potentially for those scoopers. Besides, the water is of limited effective use by a fixed wing air tanker out west here on these dry, hot fires. However, the use of helicopters can be very effective out here on spot fires because they can really slow down. Here they are. And get the water just poured right onto the hot spots like that. So that's effective use of water dropping on hot spots via helicopters and long lines. Whereas fixed wing air tankers, if they were dropping water, that water would just tend to evaporate and be of very little use once it hits the fire line. And to be clear, this fire is a federal fire at this time. It is not a CAL fire. Though it is close to the CAL FIRE jurisdiction, the feds have taken this fire over. And these air tankers like Tanker 10 and the Coulson 737 are on federal contracts to operate on these federal fires, though they will also be used on CAL FIRE fires as well. Mutual aid. And Coulson Aviation out of British Columbia, Canada, has a fleet of helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft, including the 6 737 Fireliners. They still have a C-130 and then a series of rotorcraft. And they also had the Martin Mars, the recently retired Martin Mars. And you all have seen that amazing footage of the Martin Mars retirement. It'll apparently be on display in a museum up in Victoria, British Columbia. So Jeff and the meteorologists are going to be watching this wind and fire activity. This is a tricky one because the way the topography is here on the east side of the Sierras and the number of homes that are potentially impacted by the direction of this fire. It looks like we do have a bit of a system moving through a little later on this week. And by the afternoon of Wednesday, the 11th, the winds do pipe up quite a bit, which will keep this area in a red flag warning through that time period. So thank you so much for your support of this channel, especially the folks over on Patreon that make this content possible. Pay attention to these fires and heed those evacuation warnings. See you here. Oh, there's the lead plane right up there. There he is.